Bonjour, passionnés de mystère. Bienvenue sur Enquête Macabre. Aujourd'hui, plongez avec nous dans l'histoire de Aileen Wuornos, une affaire qui bouleversera votre perception de la réalité. Abonnez-vous et activez la cloche pour ne rien manquer de nos enquêtes sur les mystères les plus troublants. L'histoire d'Aileen Wuornos, l'une des rares femmes tueuses en série, est aussi tragique que terrifiante et elle a secoué l'Amérique. Aileen est née dans des conditions difficiles, marquées par la pauvreté et les abus. Dès son adolescence, elle a vécu dans la rue, tentant de survivre en se prostituant le long des routes de Floride. Mais ce qui commence comme une lutte pour sa survie prend un tournant macabre. Entre 1989 et 1990, des hommes disparaissent mystérieusement après avoir pris Aileen en autostop. Elle les attire dans des endroits isolés, et au lieu de s'enfuir après leur rencontre, elle les abat froidement. 7 hommes sont retrouvés morts, chaque scène de crime laissant des policiers perplexes. Point. Elle prétend qu'elle agissait en légitime défense, affirmant que ces hommes l'avaient agressée ou menacé sa vie. Pourtant, ses actions montrent un schéma plus sombre, et les autorités commencent à se demander si elle n'était pas poussée par autre chose. Une colère froide qui couvait en elle depuis des années. Le suspense monte alors que les enquêteurs traquent un tueur insaisissable. Pendant des mois, ils n'ont aucun indice, jusqu'au jour où Aileen est finalement trahie par une vieille amie. La tension atteint son apogée lorsqu'elle est arrêtée dans un bar en 1991. En prison, Aileen continue de clamer qu'elle n'est pas une simple meurtrière, mais une victime qui s'est défendue. Pourtant, son procès la condamne à mort. Le 9 octobre 2002, elle est exécutée par injection létale, laissant derrière elle des questions troublantes. Était-elle une victime des hommes qu'elle tuait, ou un prédateur dissimulant ses véritables intentions? L'histoire d'Aileen Wuornos est un rappel glaçant des frontières floues entre vengeance et justice. Où commence le mal, et où finit la survie?
I'm just wondering how you're going to be, at 9:30 tomorrow morning. Are you prepared?
I'm prepared. I'm all right. I'm all right with it.
And how...
I'm all right with it, but like I said, remember, let them know that I know that the cops knew who I was. After Richard Mallory died, I left prints everywhere, and they covered it up. And let me kill the rest of those guys to turn me into a serial killer. I know they did, because I was no professional serial killer or anything, murderer or whatever you want to call it, I wasn't professional at what I was doing.
Aileen,
I did some sloppy work, and I left
how
prints.
have you prepared yourself for tomorrow morning?
I'm all right with it. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Hey, I was tortured at BCI. They had the intercom on in the room, and they kept lying that it wasn't on, and they were using sonic pressure on my head since 1997.
Sonic pressure?
And every time I was trying to write something, I think they had some kind of eye in the cell, I'm not sure, but every time I started writing something, it went up higher. So I'm thinking that probably had the TV rigged. The TV or the mirror, something was rigged. They got a huge satellite on the compound. After they put the huge satellite on the compound, it could have been either rigged to the TV set or the mirror or something, because the electrician, when he put the mirror on the wall, he said, "Doesn't that look like a computer?" The back of it, and he stuck it to the wall.
And do you think, did that affect your mind, do you think?
Huh?
Did that affect your mind in some way, the sonic?
It was crushing my head, and they were using sonic pressure continually. Then when I had 3 meetings with Miss Villacorta on it, every meeting I had, she increased the pressure of the volume of the comm, increased the harassment on the floor, increased the trays being inedible, just increased every bit of my complaints and trashed all grievances. They were trying to make it look like I was crazy at all times, rig up the room with torture. If I said anything about I think their whole plan was trying to make it look like I was totally crazy, and so nobody would believe anything I had to say about anything, and then drive me there if they could. I suffered so bad. I was really struggling to survive. Had a lot of trays that were attempted murder and everything. I had to wash all my food off. And then one day I didn't wash my food off, and I was sick for 3 weeks, almost died.
But you're okay now?
I'm okay. I'm okay. God is going to be there. Jesus Christ is going to be there. All the angels and everything. And, you know, whatever's on the beyond. I think it's going to be more like Star Trek, beaming me up into a space vehicle, man. Then I move on, recolonize to another planet or whatever. But it's whatever's the beyond, I know it's going to be good because I didn't do anything as wrong as they said. I did the right thing. And I saved a lot of people's butts from getting hurt and raped and killed too.
So are you saying that you killed in self-defense or in cold blood? What do you, because you've changed your story. I'm just trying to
What are you talking about? Change story on what?
No, about whether it was self-defense or not.
I'm not going to say it, you know, I'm not going to get in depth about my cases, Nick. I'm on my way to the chamber, nothing stopping it. You can believe it or you don't have to believe it. That's up to you, man. Put a big question mark on your film.
What more is there to say about the cops? What more do you want to say about the cops?
A lot of stuff. Did you know that they were surveilling me before I killed? And then I knew it? And that it was covered up? Did you know there was helicopters dropping down from the sky, deputy sheriff, with decoys picking me up 4 or 5 months before my arrest? It was covered up. Running into trouble, I shoot the guy if I ran into trouble. Physical trouble, the cops knew it. When the physical trouble came along, let her clean the streets, and then we'll pull her in.
But
That's
how come
why.
there was so much physical trouble in because it was all in 1 year? 7 people in 1 year.
Oh well. Oh well.
But why not say no?
Because I'm out of retaliation for taking my life like this and getting rich off it all these years in total pathological lying. Yeah, thanks a lot. I lost my fucking life because of it. Couldn't even get a fair trial. Couldn't even get a fair investigation or nothing. Couldn't even have my appeals right. You sabotaged my ass, society, and the cops, and the system. A raped woman got executed. It was used for books and movies and shit. Ladder climbs, re-election, everything else. I got a big finger in all your faces. Thanks a lot. You're an inhumane bunch of fucking living bastards and bitches, and you're gonna get your asses nuked in the end. And pretty soon it's coming. 2019, a rock's supposed to hit you anyhow. You're all gonna get nuked. You don't take fucking human life like this and just sabotage and rip it apart like Jesus on the cross and say thanks a lot for all the fucking money I made off of you. And not care about a human being and the truth being told. Now I know what Jesus was going through. They've been trying to tell the truth. And I keep getting it stepped on. Concerned about if I was raped, I'm not giving you book and movie info. I'm giving you info for investigations and stuff, and that's it. We're gonna have to cut this interview, Nick. I'm not going to go into any more detail. I'm leaving, I'm glad. Thanks a lot, society, for railroading my ass. Okay, let's go.
It was really pretty incredible that Eileen had just sailed through the psychiatric test the day before. It makes you wonder what you'd have to do to fail.
Merci d'avoir regardé. Si vous avez aimé, pensez à liker, partager et commenter vos idées pour le prochain mystère. À bientôt pour une nouvelle enquête macabre.